with a new loco review to look at. It's been a while since I last did a review, and this one's going to be, well, obviously about a new item I got, because I only seem to review new stuff. You know, nothing wrong with that. And I've come back from Trident Trains, and I have two models to show you. The first one is being, well, it's on camera right now, wrapped in bubble wrap, because there's obviously no box for it, if you're wondering. And Trident Trains is just really amazing. I will be going back there again. When it's my birthday next week, I'm hoping to go again. But, you know, it's really cool. It's better than Modeller's Mecca. The prices are just incredible. And there's nothing else to say really, it's just amazing. But anyway, let's get to the point. As you can see, this locomotive, which is what this is, wrapped in the bubble wrap, just about fits in the camera. But not all of it does, because it's actually big. But what can I say about that? So, let's get it opened up. The other locomotive I got today is actually by the side of me here, but I'm not going to show it, because that's going to be for later on. But anyway, let's get the bubble wrap opened up. And there she is, as you can see. Yes, it's an A4 by Hornby. Okay, well, we'll start with the tender first, because this locomotive is actually tender driven. Nothing wrong with that. So let's get started. Well, first of all, we have, yes, the big couplings. Some people don't like them, but there's nothing really wrong with them. They are useful and they are reliable. As you can see, the back wheel seems to turn like that. Don't know if you can actually see it. You'll probably see it now. But that's probably obviously to help it turn. The coal is very nice. Lovely feel to it. We have the corridor gangway. Not all the A4s had them. Mallard didn't have it, but most of them did have. As you can see, this one is in the BR green livery. Or should I say BR Brunswick green. We have the BR light crest there on the tender, and the lining is done really well. We have some detailing here. It's not painted, but at least it's there. And then we have the connector for the tender, which is a proper one. And we have, oh wow, sprung buffers. I could do this all day. This is just so nice. On a tender driven locomotive, I wasn't expecting that. Although I haven't did that, the Flying Scotsman model I have that's tender driven does have them. But anyway, I'll stop messing with the sprung buffers now, because I'll probably wear them down and they'll stop working. But anyway, you also have handrails there put on separately, they're not moulded, if you can see them. There's handrails here as well that are put on separately. There's a nice feel to it as well, the tender. It's quite heavy as well. You see, this tender has had a new motor put in, not by me. The bloke in the shop had done it. Don't know why, but there's probably a good reason for that. And the other side is just as nice. Let's get into the detailing on the tender is really cool as well, including these springs, which is what these are, for those of you that don't know. See, it's pretty nice, very cool. And now we'll get the locomotive out. This is probably the best part. So just move the bubble wrap out the way. As you can see, this is the locomotive. Yes, on the front, sprung buffers, obviously. There's no coupling on the front, but who cares? Because I had no intention of using the front one anyway. Now that is really cool. We seem to have a headboard that's actually been painted on the front. And it actually reads, the Queen of Scots. So actually I think the reason why not being in a box, it might have come out a train set called the Queen of Scots. Because I actually seem to remember it in a book now. I might be wrong, I'm not too sure. If I am wrong, then feel free to post your comments down below. But anyway, again we have the handrails going along down the side. They're not mounted, they're actually put in separately. The whistle is very nice as well. This is the double chimney version of the A4. So that's very nice. There's the name, Golden Plover. I think that's how you pronounce it, it's Golden Plover, yeah. As you can see, being a tender driven model, the wheels actually can be pushed around, well actually 3 wheels should I say, but there's nothing wrong with that. The livery is spot on. The shape of the locomotive is very accurate. We have the side rods there, it's all connected up. Done very nicely. Here we have the proper connector for the tender. And we have the other details in there, such as the handrails down the side, which I put on separately. The whistles as well, safety valves actually, get it right. And here we have 3 vents at the top. They don't open, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but there's nothing wrong with that. And, oh wow, we seem to have a few bits in there that's actually been painted. We only have mainly the gauges, but we do mainly the gauges, but we do have the other bits as well, such as, well, basically all of that in there, really. Even the seats have been painted as well. You see, I wasn't expecting the inside of that to be painted, because, if I'll just quickly show you. Okay, here's the Tender Driven Flying Scotsman. Yes, I do have the tender. It's in the cabinet under there. You have to excuse if it's a little bit dusty, so I'll just brush it off with my fingers. Yep, this has the sprung buffers as well. But going into the cab, nothing in there is painted, just basic. Where this one has been painted. So maybe someone's done it themselves, or it came like that, I don't know. I think someone's probably done it themselves, but, you know, that's actually very nice. There's nothing wrong with the Tender Driven models, they're alright. Some, you know, not everybody likes them, but who cares? They should be grateful. And that's basically about it, to be honest. She's a lovely model. She runs really well, but we need to put her on the tracks. Is there anything else I've got to say there before? But apart from, well, as you can see actually, there's wires under the real bogie wheel there, if you can see. So be very careful. And we do have some riveting on it. We have riveting on the roof on the top there. We have riveting on the side of the locomotive. And some riveting down here. And some riveting on the top here. It's very realistic, this model. But anyway, that's about it. That's all I have to say. So let's put it on the tracks and see what she's like. Right, well, here we are at the track. So let's put her on. So I just have to move the ball wrap out of the way properly. So I'll put the locomotive on first. So the loco's on. Now for the tender. You've got to make sure that the rear wheel as well is also on the tracks, because that moves about as I explained before. So yeah, that's connected up. All the wheels are on the tracks, and so let's turn the power on and see what she runs like. Wow, she's running really nice. I mean, even though the power setting is not on very high, she's running really smoothly. The motor, yes, is a little bit noisy, but that could be because, well, actually, it's had a new motor put in, as I said before, because the guy in the model shop actually put it in last week, apparently. So that could be why it needs running in. Let's get a close-up of them side rods going. Here she comes. The side rods do seem to slip slightly when she goes around the bends, but that could be because that she needs some oil lubrication, so I will do that later on. But that's not really too much of a problem. When she's running, she might be better. This speed's enough. Let's turn the power up. Yes, that's more like it. That's a proper A4 now. Wow, now this is slow speed. Oh, it stopped actually. You know, for an engine that's actually got a tender in the motor, this is not bad. This is really cool. Anyway, so let's just stop her and get an overlook of her. Wow. Now I know that not all of you may not like the idea of the motor in the tender, but bear in mind it's actually easy to get to and put maintenance in. Because if it was in the loco, you would have to undo the screws for the start, undo some of the side rods, and God knows what else. So it's not going to be very easy. But with the motors inside the tender, they are easy. So you know, I mean, they don't put motors in the tenders anymore, and bear in mind this is... When did Hornby last put the motors in the tenders? Oh, there's a grind mark there. Well, I know they did it throughout the 90s and the 80s. I think they did it somewhere in the early 2000s before they stopped doing the idea altogether. So, for however old this model is, what do you expect? I think this could be a 2001 model. When was the Queen of Scots trainset bought out? If that was the name of the trainset, I don't know. But she is really cool, and for my first A4, she's really lovely. The sprung buffers, a little hook on the front there, which I can put a little chain thing on if I wanted to. A little painted headboard. Lovely side rods, good level of detail. The livery is spot on, and of course the painted cab detailing. I think it could be worth a 10 out of 10. Yes, I know that most of you are going to disagree with that, but this is my model, this is my reviews, and this is my opinion, and not yours. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. So I'll finish this like I was running off. You will see her in upcoming videos as well, trust me. But for now, this is goodbye.